It's 5 p.m.
All right, quiet on the set.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're live.
Let's start the party.
Broadcasting around the world.
Our broadcasting.
This is your number one internet station. The music you love right here, right now.
Our broadcast link.
It's another live broadcast. Special edition. Now your hosts, Rob and Jerry.
Hey, well, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. It's all good, guys, because you're here with us and we're here with you on Polkas After Dark, Facebook Live, and also
YouTube. I wasn't listening.
Oh, do you have your earbuds
I do,
in?
but I'm still trying to get on. Sorry, I was late for work today.
Okay, all right.
I
gotcha.
apologize to everybody. I was just running a little behind.
That's fine. We got a nice crowd in here already. Let's see. Dan Novak is here. Jill Cerniak is tuned in. Bob Szymanski. Eddie Gavran. I wonder if he's still down in Florida. Hey, Judy, Alex's mom, is here, and we're going to be interviewing Alex Yash live in just about a half an hour or so, less than that, actually. We're also going to say hi to Samantha Hayes, Linda Petrozeski up in Niagara Falls, New York, Chris Curtis. Gosh, we've got a good crowd coming in so far. Let's go ahead and bring up a tune by the beat to get things off and running. Here's a tune called Everybody's Dancing Tonight, Polka. Welcome to Polkas After Dark.
Everybody's dancing tonight. Polka music fills the air, it sounds so right. And all our friends are here, they come from far and near. That's why everybody's dancing tonight. Whoa, everybody's dancing tonight. Polka bands upon the stage under the light. When you dance around the floor, raise your hands and shout for more, because everybody's dancing.
Everybody's dancing tonight, polka, getting things off and running on the Sunday afternoon evening edition of Polkas After Dark with Michael Costa in the beat, your favorite drummer and definitely mine. No offense to any of the other great polka drummers, but this cat is on cloud nine, and when you hear him during the interview, you'll see why, because he is also just so down to earth. But man, when he takes the stage, his talent is again on cloud nine. About a little bit of Dover's last goodbye. A good evening to the Chip Check Merwin clan. They're here in Rochester. Emily Mittek has joined us. Jeff and Gail Franzek, welcome to you guys. Jan Dressler, and it also looks like Alicia Baker and the Zielinskis from Niagara Falls.
Years of polka memories have stayed with me. From a place every Sunday my folks and I would be. Bands were playing, people swaying to that happy sound. In a town we called Dover, the best music would be found. Since it's gone, the memory lingers on. From this polka heaven we call home. And I know that so many of you cried the day we all showed up for Dover's last goodbye. I remember many summers, family picnics too. The whole back and the swing and sway and all that Polish food. There was a schedule on the wall which showed us next week's band, and the pictures right below which told of Dover's polka band. Edward Sunchick and the New Brass had their best shows there. Happy Louis Lush and Jimmy Star, their music filled the air. There was Ernie and the boys, and we can't forget Pauline. All these people made Polka so much fun for you and me. Since it's gone, the memory lingers on. From this polka heaven we call home. And I know that so many of you cried the day we all showed up for Dover's last goodbye. Since it's gone, the memory lingers on. From this polka heaven we call home. And I know that so many of you cried the day we all showed up for Dover's last goodbye.
Oh yeah, Alex Yash on the drums there. Al Yash. I gotta find out what he wants to be called. Al or Alex. You know, I've known him as Alex for I don't know how many years, ever since he was a little tyke. And now he's
And-
blowing drums up on the stage. Hey, we're gonna also
But
say
he did that as a little tyke, too.
yeah, well, yeah, yes, he
So-
did. And we've got pictures to prove it, thanks to Les Kapuściński. He sent us a whole bunch of stuff. Also, Dad Jeff Yash sent a bunch of things out. Hey, we're going to say hi to Chris Tansky, our Buffalo Polka Booster president. Hey, she wanted us to remind people, kind of like a save the date, didn't she, for the Buffalo Polka Booster picnic?
Yes.
And I believe that is July the 23rd. July 23rd, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And Chris will jump in and she'll let us know.
I have it in my notes here somewhere.
Yeah, she'll let us know for sure, but I'm almost positive it is July 23rd.
It is 2 to 7.
Yeah, it's on a Tuesday afternoon, so make sure
2
that you
to
leave work
7.
early.
Okay.
No, it's on a Sunday. Everybody would love
Yes.
to leave work early, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Hey, we're going to say hi to Mr. Steve Gramala down in Dunkirk, New York. Ryan Compton out there in Michigan. Dawn Suhan Rogers, she's here. You know, she's going to be an upcoming interview with us in the future. We're also going to say hello to Annette Bellis, Good evening to you. Dawn Zastavna Ramanzo is here again, and she's here early. That's kind of nice. Let's see, who else did I want to say hi to? Oh, of course, my brother Tom down in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Tommy Hoke, he's here. And we're going to play a song by Eddie Blazonczak Sr. and the Versatones. Here's an oldie but a goodie, an old standard. Here's one called Roll Out the Barrel, or a.k.a. the Beer Barrel Polka. Hey, also good afternoon to Mr. Greg Schweidock, WXRL's AM 1300, 95.5 FM, and also WXRL.com. Got a chance to listen to him this afternoon from noon to 3 every Sunday.
Gather round, hear the sound, don't you know? Saturday, March 11th, we are all going to gather around for the Mighty Micah Galuzhny benefit starting at 6 p.m. Join the Cleveland Polka Association, the Polka Jammer Network, and Wally Goralczyk of Classic Cuisine for this very special event. Donating their performance for that event is Crusade featuring Eddie Biegaj. But there's more.
Valentina, oh Valentina.
Special guest performer from Canada, John Gouda, will grace the bandstand with Crusade. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime event. Saturday, March 11th at the Holy Spirit Party Center in Parma, Ohio. It's the place to be. Music starts at 6. Food and beverages will be available. Sorry, no BYOB or BYOF, but snacks are welcome. For more information, call Elaine, 216-496-0223. That's 216-496-0223. 216-496-0223. Crusade featuring Eddie Biegaj plus John Gouda. You can't miss it. All proceeds to help defray the medical expenses for the Galuzhny family and to help fund new research for this dreaded cancer.
Yeah, and if you can make it out there, folks, please do so. It would be great to see you out there. Jerry and I aren't going to be able to make it, but we sure hope that you have a drink out there on us, for us. Hey, we're going to also say hello to Michael Yurkowski. He's here. Mike Yurkowski, also Karen Hootie is tuned in. Marianne Bozinski, once again, nice to see you. Kathleen Vishneski Graves, she's here. Also looks like Mr. Bruce Zamorski. Hey, great time with you at the New Year's Eve festivities out there in Independence, Ohio. What a fantastic time. We sure love that, and hopefully they get a chance to do something like that again. We're also going to say hello to Loretta Curtis Mackle. She is here, and once again, let's get one more tune up here by The Beat, featuring drummer extraordinaire. All these guys are great in the band. Michael Costa's Beat 3.0, as we refer to them as. Here is one called Rosie the Painter.
Oj, wlecie, słoneczko gorące. Pasła panienka, gąseczki na łące. Rozmaria i lilia ta biała rozkwitała. Nasza panienka Józa Jasieńka by się wydawała. Rozmaria i lilia ta biała rozkwitała. Nasza panienka Józa Jasieńka by się wydawała. Jaki napasła, do domu zagnała. Hej, Anna Jasieńka, rączkami kiwała. Rozmaria i lilia ta biała rozkwitała. Nasza pamięka Józa Jasieńka by się wydawała. Hej, hej, Rozmaria i lilia ta biała rozkwitała. Nasza panienka Józa Jasieńka by się wydawała. I was a painter, I lived in a city. I've had a model so very pretty. Ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la. She modeled for me winter and summer. That isn't what I wanted from her. Ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la, yeah. Malaś maluje, mala się śmieje, bo Malasiowi dobrze się dzieje. Ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la. Panie Maraziu, o co cię proszę? Wymaluj się mi, co w sercu noszę. Ooh la 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 la,
Hey, the way polka music should be done. There's Michael Costa and the beat. 3.0. Yeah, you can't tell we're prejudiced. That's for sure. We just, we love those guys. We always have. Michael Costa, gosh, ever since he was a young dude, I remember him playing with Jan Simon and the musical airs. And now look what he's done. Just amazing accomplishments. IPA Hall of Famer. And just, wow. Hey, let's go ahead and, is that you or is that me?
That was me.
That was you, okay. All right. Because I have my volume down on my text messages because my phone's blowing up
My
over
phone never goes off.
here. Okay.
So how about
What?
I remind people about the 24th Annual Polish Heritage Dancers Punchki Day.
Oh, when is that coming up?
It is February 19th, 2023, which is 2 Sundays from today.
Oh,
So coming up at the Holy Mother of the Rosary Cathedral, 6298 Broadway, Lancaster, New York, 1 to 7 p.m.
that's where Gil Wojtowicz lives, as Lancaster.
Oh, out that way. I'm sure she'll be at the event.
She will
be listening to the wonderful musical stylings of Special Delivery from 2 to 6 p.m. She'll enjoy a folk dance show at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
And she will enjoy some homemade Polish food as well as the theme basket. And she'll be up front and personal to find out who the annual Punchki King, Queen, Prince, and Princess is.
Ooh.
Princess
Prince-
is.
Okay, Prince, Queen.
Princess is. Did I say that right?
Prince and
King,
Queen.
Queen, Prince,
King,
Princess.
Queen, Prince,
Okay.
Princess.
Pre-sale tickets are available at the Ample Eagle. You can give them a call at 716-835-9454.
Yeah.
Or over at the Salt Lamp, etc. at 716-395-3379. Tickets are only $10 in advance up until the 17th. After that, you're going to have to pay $12, which is the at-the-door price. You can also call Michelle at 716-983-5084 or Irene at 716-681-0813.
And that comes up on February the 19th. That is 2 weeks from today. But also we want to make mention here real quick. We were listening to Greg Schwoidak today on WXRL on his show. And I've got to talk quick because my alarm's going to go off to call Alex. But I want to make sure that you guys know about that Hard Times dance. That's going to be happening at Potts Banquet Hall. That is next week, I believe. Next week, Saturday, February the 11th. They've got a whole bunch of great things happening. And Greg Schwoidak, I know you're on YouTube. You're also on Facebook. So go ahead and just feel free to chime in and let people know about it. Just type something in there. Right now, speaking of Hard Times, let's go ahead and bring up Dawn Suhan Rogers, a little bit of Hard Times Polka.
Let's stick together and get through hard times. And let's remember we should always try to make the best of everything. It's the time for us to be ever faithful in our lives.
Hold my hand and I will walk with you. These ever-changing times are hard to do, but we can face this all the way. You and me, we're here to stay. Side by side, we'll see this through. You have shown me that you care for me. By my side and always there for me. It's time for us to take our fears. Let us wipe away the tears. Everything will be carefree.
Hey, here's a little tune by the Brass Works going out for the folks in Nebraska tuned in. Here's one called Danny's Obetic, the Brass Works. Hey, Freddie Belinsky's Brass Works. That's one called Danny's Obetic. And, we don't have a Danny on the live line with us right now, but we do have an Al or an Alex. And we are extremely fortunate not only to have him joining us today, we also have some great pictures provided by Dad, Jeff Yash, and also Mr. Les Kapushtinsky in Toronto, Canada. Actually, he's no longer in Toronto. He's now living in Fort Erie. So he's real close to us, which is a nice thing. We're going to see him a lot this summer, I can tell, with him and Alice. Okay, let's go ahead and move right into Alex land. Al, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, Robin. How's it going?
Oh, that's perfect. Boy, your voice is coming through loud and clear and very crisp. Hey, Alex, first of all, I got to say thank you so much for joining us here today on Polkas After Dark. I usually start out by asking a bunch of questions on how old were you when you first heard your first polka, but we've got some great pictures here taken by Les at various events where you actually started out playing drums live with some bands. I think you filled in with Lenny and so on, but let's go ahead and go right to the meat of the interview. And how old were you when you heard your first polka? Not when you played it, but when you heard your first song.
I was probably, ever since I was a little kid, I can remember hearing it, in the house and in the car. And so I was probably 2 or 3 years old, I guess.
Gotcha. And how old were you when you first picked up a set of drumsticks?
I was 3 years old, I believe.
You can hear Jerry laughing in the background, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think there's even a couple of YouTube videos of me playing when I was really tiny out there somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, it was around there.
Yes, there are. Now, do you play any other instruments besides drums?
No. I've tried, but I played the clarinet in 5th grade, but that's about all I've tried to do.
Oh,
just
okay.
The drums.
All right. Well, you can tell you dedicate a lot of time and energy to the drums. And, seeing you perform, Alex, you've probably heard me mention this on various shows. You are now my latest man crush. Because
right back at you, Robin.
You are just fantastic on that stage. And it's funny because everybody that goes to hear the beat, they're standing in front of the stage, but you see these people creeping up towards the back of the stage and on the side to see the drummer and what he is doing. And Alex, I don't mean to blow smoke up your skirt or anything, but you are truly an awesome drummer, and I hope you stay the way you are, because you're not big-headed about it at all. You're very down to earth, but you've got a huge talent. Hey, so what was the first polka band that you actually performed in as Al Yash?
As like, as a permanent band.
Yes, yeah.
Polka Method was my first band. It was me, my brother Nick Seabass, and then Matt, Martin, Zach Pietkowski, and Lucas Yash, and Joey Black.
Now, I remember you guys performing at a couple of gigs. Tell me what that was like, because some of those guys are your cousins, right?
Yeah, it was so cool, and we were all like pretty much already hanging out together, so it was just a fun time, and it was a little nerve-wracking, but it was just, I've always wanted to play on stage in like a real band before that, so it was just really cool to be able to do that.
Wow. How did the band Polka Method get their name? Do you know?
The name? So I remember we were talking about it. I think there was like a couple of options. I forget where we were, but somehow, I'm pretty sure Matt, came up with it. Somehow it just landed on that, and I guess it stuck.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure if it means anything, but
Right. Well, it did when the band was together. That's for certain. Hey, what kind of music does Al Yash listen to? And Al, I got to ask you this: do you prefer Al or Alex?
Either or. I mean, a lot of people call me both. Al's good though.
Okay, well, Al is already taken up. You can't do that. No. There's an Al already that has a huge history behind him, and you know who that is with Pietkowski and the Dynatones. Holy smokes! Yeah. Okay. So Al will be fine. All right, but just one Al. That's all you're getting.
Yeah, one Al.
Okay.
Right,
you can graduate on up to maybe Al.
Yeah, maybe two Al's.
Yeah, but I don't think you're ever going to get an Al.
Never,
I am
never
so
three.
sorry.
It'll take me centuries to get there.
Oh, jeez. Hey, what kind of personal favorite genre music do you listen to when you're not listening to polkas? Do you listen to any other stuff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I listen to a lot. I'm a big fan of like country, like older country, 80s, 90s. That's pretty much recently, at least, where I've been listening to like George Strait and all those guys.
Nice.
I also like, classic rock, Beatles, obviously. And, everything in between, pretty much.
Now, do you jam out on the drums with all that other type of music too? Or do you?
Yeah, that's like one of my favorites because, I've always played polkas. I've always, when I grew up, that's the only thing I would really play. So when I, started listening to other genres, it really expanded my mind into, what other things can be played and, what other things are fun to play and stuff, And
that's great too. And, for the first time, Jerry and I actually heard the Beat play a lot of American tunes, as they call it, over at the New Year's Eve event.
Yes.
Over
and
in Independence.
We've been practicing a lot more American tunes as of late. We kind of did a little bit, but I'm thinking that within in the near future there'll be more American stuff.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to be going all over the place with a lot of these questions, Al. And I want to ask you this. You have been honored to record with The Beat. You recorded 2 recordings. What were they? The Reason and The Greatest Hits and the Misses.
Yep.
Okay. First of all, let's take a step back here. When did you start playing? When did you get the call or the tap, as they say? When did you get the tap on the shoulder to say, I want you to play with The Beat? And of course, that would have come from Michael Costa. When did you get that word?
So it was kind of crazy, but I believe the beginning of 2020, like the very beginning, like around New Year's, my brother, because Sebastian was already in the band, but my brother got a call, and then like the very next day, I did. It was just kind of crazy how it all just came together, and we just started practicing, and yeah.
Now, you and Sebastian and Nick used to practice a lot together in the basement, and then Nick departed. He is living out in Ohio, so that's a little bit difficult. And we got a chance to talk to Nick a couple of weeks ago, which was really a lot of fun. And, now he's living out in Ohio, and, how difficult is it for you guys to get together now to work out some new tunes? How do you do it?
I mean, honestly, we really, as a full band, we haven't really practiced together in a little while. I mean, before the recording, I'm sure probably there was one in there, but mostly, just kind of texting, maybe if we have something new that we want to work on, or,
texting.
I don't know.
And you guys come up with that quality of sound just by texting.
Yeah, or FaceTime, or just pretty much playing, for a while. It really just comes back whenever we play together.
Sure. Tell me about the recording studios that you were in. What were the vibes that you got when you walked into the first studio that you recorded in and set up your tubs? What was going through your mind?
One of those things where, on the outside, you don't really see it, but then inside the door is the whole place is just they had a snare drum wall, a guitar wall. He had 4 drum sets to choose. It was just unreal. It was crazy. I've never been in anything like that before,
Now, I also want to talk to you briefly because you shared something with me in Ohio when Jerry and I came down. Jill Cherniak was running you guys at the hall.
In Parma, right?
In Parma, yep, exactly. And we got a chance to talk briefly. You were telling me that that drum set means the world to you. And you didn't buy that drum set. That's not one that was purchased. Tell us about how you came about that set of drums.
Yes, so that drum set's actually Eddie Wysomski's drum set.
Wow.
And after he passed away a couple years ago, he gave it to me, and Tyler brought it over, and we set it up, and it was just awesome. And it's my favorite drum set ever. I don't see how I'll ever stop playing because it's just awesome. I love it.
Well, the sound that comes out of it is huge. I mean, I don't know how you do it, how you do a lot of your licks, because I've stood there and watched you. I've commented with a lot of other drummers, behind the scenes while we're watching you, and it's like, how does he do that? And we all just look at each other and shake our heads. But tell me about, that was the first studio that you went to. Did you do both recordings in the same studio, or did you go to another one?
Yep, the same one. The second one, I believe I used the same drum set as well. It was pretty much the same, but it was.
Okay. And do you have any favorite bands that you have never performed with, always wanted to play with, past or present?
Let's see here. I think probably the most I wanted to play with was the Boys, just because I grew up listening to the Boys, and I've always loved the Boys.
Yeah.
So that'd be a big dream to sit in with them for a gig one day or something.
Awesome. I think your dad Jeff also had a dream to sit in with them, and he's been he's been doing some steady duty with them.
He's living that dream, so maybe I have a chance.
And also another great drummer. I've got to say that the whole family has comprised of great drummers. Your dad Jeff, your uncle Kenny, who I have admired for decades, and as a matter of fact, I got to kidnap Kenny at some point and bring him on for an interview, because that's going to be another enlightening talk with everything that he has done. I think he and I met way back when he was performing with the Classics. Brassworks
back in the day.
Brassworks, that's right too. Holy smokes! And then Polka Family, and just a whole bunch of things. But so you're saying the Boys is a band that you'd like to perform with. How about a band from the past that's no longer in existence? And there are quite a few.
I would have to say the Dynatones. Either the Dynatones or Eddie. Just because, I've always loved both of those, and obviously watching old videos, just dream of even just seeing one of those bands in person, you know.
Yeah, Eddie
So yeah, that was
Blazonczyk
definitely
Sr.
one of those.
Eddie Blazonczyk Sr. rocked the house many a times, many a years, and we sure miss that guy too. Hey,
Yeah.
do you have a memorable gig or a favorite gig that you played? And I want to make this like a two-parter because it may have been a small crowd, but you guys just lit the stage on fire and rocked the house. And then maybe the other side of the coin is going to be the biggest crowd that you ever performed with. So let's go ahead and start out with the first part.
Yeah. So actually, I was just thinking about it, and it's not as much of a gig. It's more of like a, you know, it was me, my brother, Seabass, Zach, and Lucas Yash, my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to Happy Louie's house, and we played a couple of Happy Louie songs for him, and it was awesome. Just, I think it was like around 2019 or something like that, but
wow.
Yeah,
now you got to tell me about that visit briefly. You know, don't get into specific details about the layout of the house, but tell us what that was like.
So, you know, we walked in and we just started playing for him. We played probably, 5-6 Happy Louie tunes. And then after that, I looked and he was actually shedding a little bit of a tear. So that just kind of hit home, you know. And then we went into the living room and we were just watching old Happy Louie videos together, which was also really cool.
Yeah. You know, we've lost so many great musicians. And, the era of Little Wally, Marion Lush, Eddie Blazonczyk, and Happy Louie, those were the four that kind of set the platform, at least for guys like me that started in the 70s. Granted, there were a lot of other bands previous to that, but those guys were the ones that were meaningful for me. The Fantastic Four, you could call them in a sense.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, you got that right. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Let's see here. So how about a memorable gig as far as how many people were in attendance and where was it? Largest crowd.
I would have to say Roncesvalles, Canada. I mean, there was so many people there. It was crazy just looking down like the big street. It was just awesome.
I heard, I was up there years ago working with the Concertina All-Stars, and they have a nice crowd. About 20-30 people show up for that.
I think when we played it was like 7 or 8 people.
Okay,
like
there you go. You know, we're joking around about that, but Roncesvalles, Eddie Gutza is one of the guys, instrumental, no pun intended, that he assists in running that. I know John Gurra assists in running that, and a whole bunch of other folks, but that, if people ever get a chance to go up to Roncesvalles in Canada, we're talking thousands and thousands of people. Now, I was joking with the 20 or 30, but that attracts thousands of people. And what's nice about that is you can walk up and down that entire street and hear different genres almost on every block.
Yep, there's like a different stage. It seems like, like every block there's, older Polish music. There's everything. There was a rock band, I believe, when we were there. It was just crazy. And
no slouches. I mean, these musicians are top notch.
Totally.
They've been in their industry for quite a while. And if folks ever do get a chance to get up to Roncesvalles, that's something. Jerry and I were talking about that. We might end up doing that this September. I believe that's when it is. Nice. And we'll be keeping people posted on that as well. Okay, now, the moment of truth. Who did you idolize growing up in either the polka music world or another genre of music? Who actually was your idol?
I think I have a couple. Growing up when I first started playing, it was definitely my dad and my Uncle Kenny, like we mentioned earlier. I mean, because that's mostly what I listened to. But, as I listened to a little bit more and I, expanded my polka music brain, it was obviously, the obvious, we'll get it out of the way, you. I mean, you're probably number one, clearly, but other than you, Donnie Tomko was big.
Oh, yeah. Donnie was one of my favorites, too, with the beat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ryan Lukacs, I still love watching him. He's probably one of my favorites. And Johnny Pilch, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now you're talking about some heavy hitters. That's for certain.
Yeah, those are probably the main ones.
And
There's probably more if I could think, but,
And I thank you for mentioning that. It's kind of funny because seeing the videos of you performing when you were a young guy, and also there's another young talent that you guys were hanging around together New Year's Eve, and that is Christopher Ebel.
Yes.
And he's another one that's just a huge talent. We did have him on for an interview and, saw some early stuff of him playing drums when he was just a tyke. And, go ahead.
At the jam, there was a jam band after New Year's, and he was telling me, he said he hadn't played drums in like so long, and he got right up there, and it sounded like he'd never even stopped playing. It was crazy.
You guys did a fantastic job New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. It was nice to get together that Friday before, which was amazing. There were a lot of people there at the pre-party, or at the tailgate, as Michael Polkowski and your dad, Jeff, had mentioned. They kind of billed it as that, but what a great time. And then you guys took the stage. Well, you took the stage with PCM, Polka Country Musicians, another excellent band. And then on New Year's Day, you performed with Polka Family, Polka Family, which was nice. Now, Jerry and I didn't get a chance to stick around there, but we saw a lot of videos. We heard a lot of the music on Facebook that folks were sending out, and just, again, a super weekend. We hope that you guys are able to get together and do it again. Maybe if not this year, maybe in an upcoming year. Hey, tell me. So go ahead.
I just said I hope so too.
Yeah. Now, tell me some of the musicians that you have shared the stage with, because you've got what I like to refer to, and other drummers like to refer to this as the nucleus of the band, which is the drummer, the bass player, and the accordion and concertina player. That's the rhythm section, let's face it. But in order to have a good rhythm section, you also have to have an extremely tight, and I'm not saying good, but a tight horn section. What is it like to play with the old guys? And I can laugh and say that because I'm in that same category with Costa and with Steve. What's it like playing with guys that have been well seasoned and taking you under their wing and saying, "Hey guys, let's come on the stage and have fun"?
Totally.
Tell me what it's like.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, from day one, the old guys are just pretty much guiding and really teaching. And there's actually a funny story. Before I wear in-ear monitors now.
Yes.
Before I didn't, and I wore like earplugs, so it was a little hard to hear the horns actually. So I never really heard them full. But like the first time I wore the in-ear monitors, I was like, dang, I can actually hear the horns now. These guys can actually play.
Well, I'm sure Costa and Steven Gerard, they love hearing that, especially through this interview. Oh, gosh. That's great.
It's awesome. And they're always just so tight and crisp. And to hear those guys in my ear while I'm playing it sounds like the recording. It's unbelievable.
The true success of any band, and I think you'll agree with this, is the camaraderie not only on stage, but off stage too. Mm-hmm. And that's what it sounds like you guys have with the Beat 3.0. Everybody gets together, they hang out, they talk about different things. You guys have played a lot of different events over the last several years. You guys have a huge selection of songs. You also have a nice amount of jobs for this year. Where's some of the places that you're going to be performing this year? Do you happen to know offhand?
Yeah. I believe Arizona.
Oh.
I think that's later in the year, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
We're going back to Pulaski. Pretty much, I think we're going to Boyne Falls. Boyne Falls is always fun. It's an underrated festival, in my opinion. It's always fun when we go up there, up in Michigan. I'm sure we're going to Michigan, more than a few times, like last year.
Mm-hmm.
And IPA again,
Oh,
USPA.
Those are some great festivals. Also, how about, do you have a favorite song that you like to play? Do you sing at all?
No. I try sometimes, but sometimes I try and see if I can sing, but it never really turns out well. So
well, hopefully at some point in the future you will be doing that with the beat. But
yeah, I hope so.
Do you have a favorite song that you like to play when you're on stage?
Yes.
What is it? Or maybe a couple different.
I would say probably Day of a Wedding. I just like that one. I don't know why. It was always fun to play. And then another one is Another You, a Costa tune. Probably my favorite songs that Costa has written. One of them, at least. I've always loved playing that one.
Another You. Okay. Any more?
The Beatles medley probably is always fun, just because it's long and it's just interesting, the amount of stuff that's in that. So that's always a blast to play, I think.
Yeah, gotcha. Did you ever dream in your wildest dreams, Alex, that you would have woken up and being able to play on a stage and perform with these guys, and also next to some of the greatest bands that we have around in the industry?
Never in a million years. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I remember growing up, like I said, me and my brother, I can just always remember us putting on that Meet the Beat or When I Saw You album and just in awe, like just listening to like Donnie and everyone on that album, that was just, playing. And it's like fast forward a couple of years, now we're playing in that band. It's just kind of surreal, but I'm very grateful.
Man, that's awesome. And we've had a chance to interview all of the guys except for Steven, and we've got to get Steven to come on in a future show as well. Hey, I'm going to ask you a couple more quickies here.
All right.
When I first got you on the phone, you weren't live, but you told me that you had just gotten home from work. What do you do for a living? Are you able to tell us without divulging the company that you work for?
Yeah. I'm in construction. Just pretty much just building houses. That's what I mean. I've been working for a couple weeks now, but that's
Oh, that's got to be real nice.
Yeah, I mean, in the cold weather, it's a little tough, but it's not too bad. You get used to it pretty quick.
Wait until the summertime, and you've got a tan to beat all hell, and everybody's going to be like, "Hey, where do you work?"
That's right.
Or where do you tan?
Everyone's going to want to work there.
Oh gosh, hey, so the day job. Now, your latest recording is the greatest hits and the misses. Without divulging any songs or any title of a new CD, are you guys working on something? Is there something in the mix?
I'm honestly, I'm not sure. I mean, I hope so, but from my knowledge, I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. Well, that'd be
awesome if we could.
Knowing Costa, the way he sits down and writes stuff, I'm sure he's working on some things, and you guys will just be summoned to go into another studio.
Totally. I hope so. It's just a blast every time we record it. I hope we'll be able to do it again.
Yeah. I'm going to slowly bring this to a close. I can't believe that we've already been talking for almost a half an hour here, Al.
That quick.
But yeah, it sure did. Have you played or gone on any cruises or anything like that as of yet?
Yeah, I went on, I think I went on two Polka cruises. I'm not sure if they were 2 years in a row, but I mean, some of the best time I had, I really want to do that again. Even if it's not just a polka cruise, just cruises in general are awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I sat in on one, but yeah, I was yeah.
Okay, and how about I always ask this? There's two questions that I like to ask as I bring these interviews to an end, and this may affect you, or you may have been part of one or not. But do you have a favorite breakdown story that you can share with us?
Breakdown story.
Yeah.
Is that polka breakdown story?
Well,
like in the polka van, or just in general?
Well, maybe just in general. Tell us about a
I
breakdown
got
story that you've got.
Yeah, it was my senior year of high school. I kind of had not the best car, sitting in my driveway for a couple of years prior, so it wasn't really running the best, and I noticed a little bit of smoke coming out of the hood. I was like, oh, that's weird, so tried to rush home, and right before I turned into my neighborhood, just the car shut down, and I had the windows down, and a bunch of smoke went into the car, and I couldn't see anything. I thought the car was on fire. Yeah, so I panicked. I got right out of the car, and the car started rolling down the hill because I forgot to put it in park. So there was cars behind me, and they had to start backing out of the way from my car hitting them because it's freaking rolling down the hill. Tried to jump in and jam it in park, and then I just pushed it right home.
Oh man, that is priceless. Man, and that truly is. Jerry just said that's the best.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what, that's definitely up there for nomination for number one.
I think that car. I think that was the last run with that car.
Wow, what kind of car was it?
It was like an old Subaru Legacy. It was like an '04 Subaru Legacy or something like that.
Oh wow, and those things are workhorses too.
Yeah. I think the problem was, but yeah, it's just old, and it was sitting in my driveway for like a really long, like years before that. So.
Oh, gotcha. And as everybody knows, if the vehicles are sitting there, well, you got to make sure that you get out and drive them around even for a little bit. Okay, final question that I have for you, Al. And again, Jerry and I want to thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
For spending some time with us today, because this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun interviewing a lot of people, and we've got more people to interview throughout the course of this year. And we just thank you, and thank you for all you do on the stage, performing off the stage for your friendship. But let me ask you this now. You've got a couple of years under your belt. You've played some festivals. You've played some big gigs. You've played some smaller gigs. Yep. What would Al Yash say to somebody that comes up to him and says, hey, I want to get in to start playing music? And it could be any kind of music whatsoever. Yeah. What would Al Yash tell this person?
I would honestly probably say just do whatever's comfortable. Like, you don't have to necessarily listen. Just first pick what you like, and then when you first start practicing, do what's comfortable. You don't have to change anything for anybody. Just make it better in your own way, and play the instrument in your own way.
Nice. Very good advice. Hey, Al, once again, buddy, I love you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You smoke on the stage. You are fantastic. All the guys in the beat are fantastic. And we just
love
thank
you,
you
too,
so much.
Love you guys.
Thank you so much just for sticking around here today. And oddly enough, we've got a song right now called Another You that we're going to play, which you said was one of your favorite tunes to play.
I will never find another you. Only you would dream the way I do. Making plans for life along the way. Loving minutes, foolish passing days. Walking through this life with my best friend. Strength and joy and love I would declare. Children having children come along. 50 years together singing our love song. I will never find another you. Only you would dream the way I do. Can it be this life is in the end? Forever you will be my only friend.
that's Michael Costa and The Beat, and we want to again sincerely thank from the bottom of our hearts Mr. Al Yash, a.k.a. Alex Yash, drummer, famed drummer from The Beat 3.0. Let's see, Jerry. So far we've had Michael Costa on a couple of times to talk about some different recordings and his entourage of bands that he has played for throughout the years. He spent a lot of time with The Beat. Let's see, we've had Sebastian, we've had Nick, now we have Al. We got to make a call this week and get a chance to talk to Steve. And I know that Samantha was on a little bit earlier, so Sam, make sure that you pound your dad and say, hey, you're going to have to get a hold of Robin and Jerry, or we'll get a hold of him. Sam, actually PM me your dad's telephone number, and I'll make sure that I reach out to him sometime within the next week or so, because we have a great lineup of folks that we are going to be talking to over the next couple of weeks. Take a look at this, okay? Today we had Al Yash from The Beat. Next week, don't forget, folks, we're only going to be here on Saturday. There is no broadcast on Sunday due to that big game. Then also on the 18th and 19th, Jerry and I are going to be out of town, so there is no broadcast for that following week either. So next week, Sunday, we're off, and then the following Saturday and Sunday, we are also off. But when we come back on the 25th, we will be enlightening you with our presence, gracing you with our... Well, yeah, I shouldn't have even said that. Shouldn't have even said it that way. But on the 26th, which is the Sunday when we are back, Rico Petrowski from Florida with Orlando Polka Magic. He is going to be joining us to talk about his musical career. And then Brian Urbanzik from the News and the newest and hottest Buffalo band 7. They're going to be performing at a bunch of events, and we'll kind of pick Brian's ear a little bit to see where they're going to be playing for upcoming locations. But let's see here. He's going to be joining us on March the 5th. On March the 12th, we've got a guy here that's tuned in today, another fabulous drummer, Jason Flynn, a very close personal friend of mine, fabulous musician. Love the way he plays honky. He plays great push, but love the way he plays honky. He and I shared the stage with Stephanie, America's Polka Sweetheart, quite a few times, and we just had a blast with her. Let's see. Also, John, he's played with John Stevens, and John we had on. Now, March the 19th, we have that available. That's to be announced, so we got to find out, Jerry, if Steve is playing on March the 19th, and maybe we can kidnap him and bring him on. On March the 26th, it's going to be Dawn Suhan Rogers, a recording artist from, she lives in Utah, but gosh, everybody knows Dawn. They see her floating around at every polka dance. I don't know how the heck she makes it all the way from New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, out west. I mean, well, she lives in Utah, so the out west is kind of like a self-explanatory thing. Hey, but also Rhonda Lukowski from the Polski Chicks. She's going to be joining us. Greg Sakowitz, Greg T. Sakowitz, who used to play drums with the Polka Family and some other bands. He's going to be joining us. Also, Danny Matea from the Downtown Sound IPA Tribute Band. Let's see, Nicky Di Sebastiano. He's going to be joining us in a future broadcast and an interview. Played with the Charm City Sound, currently with the boys. Kevin Altenberg with Freeze Dried, The Beat 3.0. He's done a couple of recordings with The Beat, and just a phenomenal musician all the way around. Emily Bizon is going to be joining us from the Polski Chicks. Also, Deborah Watkowski Bizon. She's going to be joining us in an upcoming broadcast, as well as Mr. Keith Strauss and others. Keith Strauss with Polka Confetti Band out of Chicago, Illinois. So again, we've got a lot of things coming your way. We appreciate everything that you do for us in tuning us in on the weekends. We have a lot of fun. If there's somebody that we haven't interviewed yet and you'd like to hear us interview them, please make sure drop us a line at polkasafterdark@gmail.com. That's polkasafterdark@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you, and also love to find out who you would like for us to get the opportunity to interview. Yeah, we're going to be bringing this guy on at some point, but we're kind of like saving him for a very special weekend. And let's go ahead and bring up Mr. Lenny Gomolka, Chicago Push. Here's one called Birthday Party.
It was my birthday party just the other day. A surprise birthday party friends had made for me. All my girlfriends were invited and all of the guys. And you should have seen my face when they held out surprise. It was my birthday party just the other day. A surprise birthday party friends had made for me. There were clowns, streamers, candles, photographs, and food. Pretzels, candy, crackers, peanuts, wine, and lots of booze. Just the other day, a surprise birthday party friends had made for me. I had so much fun, wished it would never end. Birthday parties make me feel just like a kid again. It was my birthday party just the other day. A surprise birthday party friends had made for me. And I guess the best thing I can wish for you is happy birthday, hope your friends make you a party too.
Hey, here's a nice waltz by the Good Times. Here's one called Think It Over Waltz.
We were once called lovers. Now we aren't even friends. When we see each other, hello, we don't even send. It's sad that we have parted. I am broken-hearted over losing you this way. Let's stop and think it over and move a little slower. My love for you is still there. It is true I've done wrong. Now I wish to make amends, and so I'm writing this song. True love is what I do send. Forgive me, that's what I'm asking. Don't take it in passing, 'cause I do want you so. Please stop and think it over and move a little slower. My love for you is still there.
the sound of Dennis Motika and the Good Times, a little bit of Think It Over Waltz. Hey, speak of that young lady and she appears out of nowhere. Here's America's polka sweetheart, Stephanie.
Is it wrong for loving you? Is it wrong for being true? Tell me, dear, tell me, please, is it wrong? Have I waited for so long? Has your love for me gone? Is it wrong to be in love with you? Way down deep inside my heart, you're the only one, sweetheart, the only true love I ever knew. Yet I ask myself inside, but I can't make up my mind. Is it wrong to be in love with you? Is it wrong for loving you? Is it wrong for being true? Tell me, dear, tell me, please, is it wrong? Have I waited for so long? Has your love for me gone? Is it wrong to be in love with you? Way down deep inside my heart, you're the only one, sweetheart, the only true love I ever knew. Yet I ask myself inside, but I can't make up my mind. Is it wrong to be in love with you?
That's the sound of America's polka sweetheart, Stephanie, right here. You're tuned to Polkas After Dark. Folks, we do appreciate it. We are here usually Saturday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then also we come back on Sunday afternoons for a fantastic interview by your favorite musician of all time. As we just got done talking with Yash. Alex, we want to thank you so much. Hey, we're going to say hello to Cindy Yash. That's Aunt Cindy, by the way. Also, Jeff was on. Judy was on. So we want to say hello to all of you guys. Don Suhan Rogers once again. Linda P. Linda Petrozeski, all the way up there in the city of North Tonawanda. Donna, Teresa, and Sarah Zielinski. Also, we want to say hello to Alicia Baker. She was on here just a little while ago. Lisa and Greg Skovranek from Connellsville, Pennsylvania. Also, Steve Gramala down in Dunkirk. Hey, and Jerry, you had mentioned that there was a gentleman that wanted to have a nice waltz sent out to his daughter. And who is that?
His daughter is Nikita, and that is for Michael Catanzaro. And he just asked for something really sweet for a father and daughter song.
Well, how about the Pietkowskis live, Al and Robbie Pietkowski, the Pietkowski brothers. Here's a song called Daughter's Waltz. How about that, Michael?
This słogotowy i śnieg sobie zjeść. A co ty jeszcze księże? Butyki nowa, wysło gotowa i przyjdź sobie zjeść. Butyki nowa, wysło gotowa i przyjdź sobie zjeść. A co ty jeszcze księże? Zielony nowy, wysły gotowy i przejdź sobie zjeść. Zielony nowy, wysły gotowy i przejdź sobie zjeść.
Hey, for Michael and his lovely daughter, we want to say thanks so much for tuning us in here on Polkas After Dark. We do appreciate it. It is 22 minutes past the hour of 6 p.m. Eastern Time here on the East Coast. And it would be Western Time if it was on the West Coast or something.
Yep.
No, it's Central Time. Mountain Time. Let's see. Central, Mountain, Eastern. Yeah.
Central
Central
Are you
Standard
playing
Time.
a game?
Central, yeah. Hey,
Central,
guess which
Mountain
time
East.
zone we are in? Jeez. Hey, let's bring up Mr. Pete Chacho. You know, he's going to be coming up for an interview in probably about 10 minutes. No, not in 10 minutes. But we are going to bring him on at some point here in the near future.
Żadna mi się z was tak nie spodoba, tak jak ta Januszyjka, tak jak ta Januszyjka. Siwe oczka ma, na mnie spogląda, jak róża wieruszyjka. Siwe oczka ma, na mnie spogląda, jak róża wieruszyjka. Przychodzisz do mnie, przychodzisz do mnie i rączkę mi podaje, i rączkę mi podaje. Trzeba cieszę jej, ej koleżi moi, bo to kochanie moje. Trzeba cieszę jej, ej koleżi moi, bo to kochanie moje. wesołe. Dałem ci dziewczę, hej piękny pierścioneczek, hej piękny pierścioneczek, żebyś się wiedziała i nie zapomniała, żem jak twój kochaneczek, żebym wiedziała i nie zapomniała, żem jak twój kochaneczek.
Oh, yeah. A little bit of Jerry Kaminsky. His band, a little bit of None Do I Care For polka. Right here, Polkas After Dark, the Sunday evening edition. Yeah, we're now into the evening. Michelle Szymanski, hey, we wanted to say congratulations to you. We saw a post a little bit earlier that you are going to be starting a new job. So congratulations to you. I think that comes up on the 19th. Which if I'm not mistaken, is a Sunday. But hopefully you'll be able to catch us on the fly, either on the Facebook page or the YouTube site as well, for catching previous or past, broadcasts. Okay, Greg Skowronek, he's here watching with Lisa. Also, Jason Flynn, once again, he's tuned in. Don Zastavne Ramanzo. It looks like Mr. Val Dingus Day is here. Got to find out if he's going to be running something this year for Dingus Day. Val, make sure that you let us know. Also, Mary Lou Czerniak is tuned in from Minnesota. And let's go ahead and tickle some more people's fun spot here with... What?
Tickle some
more people's fun spot. Yeah. Here's one by TPM called Hoop by Shoot by.
Tam okopać stoi, tam okopać stoi, tam okopać stoi i pisze do cara, że się go nie boi, że się go nie boi. Hupaj siup, hupaj siupaj, hupaj siupaj, hupaj siupaj dana, do samego rana. Hupaj siupaj dana, wczoraj spałem na podłosie, dziś na wiące ściana, do samego rana. Hupaj siup. I pisze do cara czarnym atramentem, czarnym atramentem, czarnym atramentem, że się go nie boi całym regimentem, całym regimentem. Hupaj siup, hupaj siupaj, hupaj siupaj, hupaj siupaj dana, do samego rana. Hupaj siupaj dana, wczoraj spałem na podłosie, dziś na wiące ściana, do samego rana. Hupaj siup.
Hey, good evening to Mr. Whitey Rignetz, wherever you are tuning in from. Yeah, you know, we got a whole bunch of songs here yet coming your way. Here is, oh gosh, how about Holy Toledo? Let's bring Basha up to sing a song. See if you guys remember this. Here's a little bit of Proszę Pana. And Mr. George Szymanski has been waiting for this one very, very patiently, George. Here's one called In Heaven, There Is No Beer, for you and the family out there in Hannibal. Nice tune there called In Heaven There Is No Beer. That's the sounds of the Dynabrass. Hey, it's 6:34 p.m. We are heading out of here at 7. We do sure hope that you get a chance to join us next week, Saturday. But again, keep in mind there is no show on Sunday, the 12th, or Saturday, the 17th, or 18th and 19th, I think it is, Saturday and Sunday. So please make sure that you jot that down in your calendars, that there is no Polkas After Dark next week, Sunday, and then the following Saturday and Sunday as well. Hey, here's Mark Chepach on the vocal, a tune that he cut with the Dynatones, and it's one called Speaking Polish.
Some things we say each day, but don't worry, we'll teach you exactly what to say. Words to say when you meet someone, phrases that can please, phrases we're sure you can learn to memorize with these. Dzień dobry, good morning, dobranoc, good night. Jak się masz, how are you, w porządku, alright. Bądź wesoły, keep smiling, ja robię, I do. It's lovely, dziękuję, thank you. You're doing just fine now, we're so proud of you. That was so good that we're sure you're ready to move on, to learn a few more phrases from this simple learning song. These next words are pleasant and can be said anywhere. Mostly though, these words are used to tell someone you care. Ja kocham, I love you, twoje oczy, your eyes. Na zawsze, forever, to pięknie, that's nice. Kochanie, my darling, ty jesteś you are. Mym słońcem, my sunshine, my gwiazda, my star. Now you're speaking Polish, how lucky you are.
Hey, let's slow it down and get a beautiful waltz by the New Brass Express off of their brand new release, Keep On Rollin'. Here's an oldie but a goodie, beautiful Dark Eyes Waltz.
Charm of your beautiful dark eyes carries my heart away. Thinking of you, my darling, night after night and day. Do not cry, beautiful dark eyes. You know that I love you so. From the first time I saw you, under the full moon aglow.
of you, my darling, night after night and day. Do not cry, beautiful dark eyes, you know that I love you so. From the first time I saw you, under the full moon aglow.
Gather round, hear the sound, don't you know? Saturday, March 11th, we are all going to gather around for the Mighty Micah Galuzhny benefit starting at 6 p.m. Join the Cleveland Polka Association, the Polka Jammer Network, and Wally Goralczyk of Classic Cuisine for this very special event. Donating their performance for that event is Crusade featuring Eddie Biegaj. But there's more.
Valentina, oh Valentina.
Special guest performer from Canada, John Gura, will grace the bandstand with Crusade. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime event. Saturday, March 11th at the Holy Spirit Party Center in Parma, Ohio. It's the place to be. Music starts at 6. Food and beverages will be available. Sorry, no BYOB or BYOF, but snacks are welcome. For more information, call Elaine, 216-496-0223. That's 216-496-0223. 216-496-0223. Crusade featuring Eddie Biegaj plus John Gura. You can't miss it. All proceeds to help defray the medical expenses for the Galuzhny family and to help fund new research for this dreaded cancer.
Hey, how about a little bit of live Eddie Blazonczak for Brother Tom Hoke down in Uniontown, PA? Yeah, he's still tuned in. Hey, also for Carol Barron and Helena Garbach, welcome.
Stoi na szłokrę, głębokim porcie, żegnajmy się wszyscy wraz. Śpiewaj mi pioskę z tych dawnych czasów, co się skończyły tak wciąż. Zobaczymy Polskę, co panuje tam, zobaczymy kochany kraj, mój kraj. Jeszcze raz zobaczę twoim ojczyznę, którą tak bardzo kocham.
Blazonczyk Jr. on the vocal. That was recorded live at Seven Springs in Champion, Pennsylvania. Hey, Jerry, why don't you give a quick rundown of the folks in our chat room? Why don't you?
Dave on with us, because he would love that. We have Eric Szymanski with Billy Joe from Hannibal, New York. Veronica Costa's been hanging out with us. Michael Cottonzero, Roger Kane, Les and Alice Kapuczynski. Mom, there was somebody else who joined here, and I'm missing it. I know I am. DJ M626. Thank you for the compliment.
DJ M626.
Thank you for the compliment. Said it was a great show.
Oh, great. Well, thank you. You know what? We've got to publicly thank. I did it during the interview, but I always have to say this. Les Kapuczynski comes through every single weekend with some pictures, whether it be last minute, he'll fire some stuff off to us, sent over a lot of those individual photos that we show during our interviews, including today's interview with Alex Yash. Les, it's amazing all the photographs that you have taken over the years, and you've heard us say it more and more each and every day. You don't take pictures or photographs, you take memories, because I don't know if you noticed that one where there was just a drumstick laying there next to the cell phone.
Yeah.
It's, who would ever think of taking something like that? And he's recently been taking some fantastic shots of, I think he had like a hummingbird on there, or
the praying mantis.
Praying mantis, yeah, that was another one.
That was another cool one.
Yeah, and just, the thought behind this guy's the guy's mind of saying, okay, well, now I'm going to shoot this, because he takes a lot of landscape, which is fantastic. But Les, again, enough. We want to thank you so much about everything that you do for Polkas After Dark. We greatly appreciate it. You've been a supporter ever since 2020, when we first started out with our Facebook for the Dingus Day, pre-Dingus Day and Dingus Day, when everybody was shut in for COVID. And we thank you so much. Jerry, why don't we go ahead and bring this up one more time? The Punchki Day celebration.
2 seconds.
Yeah, and I'm also going to play a song by Special Delivery in the background while you are mentioning this event.
Sounds amazing.
Good, I know.
The 24th annual Polish Heritage Dancers presents the world's largest pre-Lenten Punchki Day. February 19th, 2023, that is a Sunday, at the Holy Mother of the Rosary Cathedral, 6298 Broadway in Lancaster, New York. The time of the event is from 1 until 7 p.m. Music will be by Special Delivery from 2 to 6. Folk dance show is at 3. Featuring homemade Polish food and a theme basket raffle. The annual crowning of the Punchki King, Queen, Prince, and Princess will also take place at that event. Pre-sale tickets are available by calling the Ample Eagle at 716-835-9454. Salt Lamps, etc. 716-395-3379. Michelle, 716-983-5084, or Irene at 716-681-0813. Tickets are $10 in advance and $12 at the door.
jagem poznał moje dziewczę, tak mi się zwidziało. Zaraz my się pokochali, miłość obiecali. Życzka niby zazdrościli, że ona jest moja. Będę Josa, no to będzie zawsze moja. Życzka niby zazdrościli, że ona jest moja. Będę Josa, no to będzie zawsze moja. Przecież też urodą z teściową i z teściem. Sami mi też obiecali, będzie z naszym zięciem. Teraz nie wiem, co się stało, wszystko się zmieniło. Tak teściowo jak i teścia, coś się odmieniło. Teraz nie wiem, co się stało, wszystko się zmieniło. Tak teściowo jak i teścia, coś się odmieniło. Nie pasuje, tyś jest baciar nad baciary, córkę nam zepsujesz. Noż to wcale nie obchodzi, co ty do niej czujesz. Tyś jest baciar nad baciary, córkę nam zepsujesz. Noż to wcale nie obchodzi, co ty do niej czujesz. Tyś jest baciar nad baciary, córkę nam zepsujesz.
Hey, how about Jimmy Weber and the Sounds taking us close to closing time?
Mam sąsiadkę tu za ścianą, piękną domi ukochaną, która mówi ciąć, przydałby mi się mąż. Nie się pyta ciś gotowi, ożeniace ani mowi, każda mnie mruga, jak mówi te słowa. Jestem młoda wdowa, za mąż mi gotowa, za młodego męża, który kochać mnie, bo serduszko moje nie da mi spokoju, jeśli cięż to lub, dziś jest zaręczyny, jutro ślub. Poznałem ja szczęście, mamo, krótko serce moje grzało. Mój kochany mąż zastawił mnie na wciąż. Teraz jestem smutna dama, bez miłości wdowa samo. To mi miłość da, jedyny męża nie ma. Jestem młoda wdowa, za młot mi gotowa, za młodego męża, który kochać mnie, bo serduszko moje nie da mi spokoju, miasteczku w Polsce, gdzie ja mieszkam. I ja tam kocham, bo piękny jest sam. Kiedy spojrzysz na nie, widzisz lasy i góry i zielone pola z pięknymi kwiatkami. Tam jest piękny mały Korszczu w moim mieście. Piesi drodze za starym mostem. Jutro rano dzwoń w kościele będzie dzwonił, bo w tym małym kościele będzie wesele.
Hey, well, this brings to a close another Polkas After Dark, folks. The Sunday afternoon edition. Jerry and I want to thank you so much for tuning us in. And as we always say, if you've been listening in your car,
thanks for the ride.
You're tuned to Polkas After Dark, and we appreciate it. See you Saturday.
Miasteczku stoi